The price of milk isn't usually a big topic in Canberra, but a Senate inquiry has made it into just that. Coles and Woolworths are selling their own brand milk for $1 a litre, a price not seen for 20 years. The Senate Economics Committee is looking into the impacts of the price war, with dairy industry representatives saying today dairy farmers will be an early casualty. Emily Stewart reports.
Down, down, is that our special?
Nope, it's down and...
It's a slogan that might go down well with shoppers, but dairy farmers fear they'll have to wear the cost.
Milk priced at $1 per litre is simply not sustainable. There is not enough money to support farmers, processors and retailers at that price.
There's an urgent need for Coles to acknowledge that this is a marketing tactic that has severe consequences for the dairy industry.
Almost 100 producers, retailers and industry groups have made submissions to the Senate inquiry, which is looking at the supermarket's decision to sell milk for $1 a litre. But so far Coles has contributed little, a tactic that's angered members of the inquiry.
So far, Coles has not provided a submission. They've got 145,000 employees. You'd think they could rustle up a submission between them. All they've done so far is to put out a two-page letter that they've sent to a number of MPs. There are shopping dockets that are longer than that letter.
In the letter, Coles says it's not out to hurt dairy farmers, as it doesn't buy raw milk from the farm gate, but from processing companies. Coles goes on to call for greater transparency of farm gate pricing by the multinational milk processing companies. However, industry groups are taking aim at Coles, saying there's not enough fat in the margins and it will lead to lower farm gate prices for milk from as early as mid-March.
Processors and dairy farmers who supply the drinking milk market rely on the margin from branded milk sales for their profitability. Competition from unsustainably priced Coles home brand milk is taking market share away from the branded products.
There are currently 100,000 people employed in the dairy industry in Australia, but industry groups say farmers in Queensland, northern New South Wales and Western Australia will be most at risk from the low prices.
Coles has repeatedly refused to rule out dropping prices for processors and farmers in future contracts.
The member for Forest in Western Australia, Nola Marino, told the inquiry low prices won't help consumers either in the long term, as branded milk may be forced out of the market.
If there is a lack of competition in the marketplace, I think once the competition has been driven out, the question is will the consumers face an increase in price?
She says some Australians may have to rely on UHT milk.
Will it happen tomorrow? No, it won't happen tomorrow, but it is a progression. And if you look at the perhaps the costs in the actual supply chain or for a major supermarket, would there be greater profits in perhaps having a non-refrigerated product on the shelves?
There are also concerns supermarkets may start lowering prices on other staple goods.
It's about sustainability. Look, farmers just want to get fair return on their produce. If they don't get fair return on their produce, then you will see people walking off the land, and we won't have that access to fresh produce, that clean green produce that Australia is so famous for.
The dairy industry has called on the ACCC to intervene in the milk price wars to ensure the supermarkets aren't engaging in predatory pricing. They also want the government to create a roundtable forum for retailers and farmers to come together and constructively discuss the situation. The inquiry will continue in Sydney tomorrow.